Hello, garden friends. I am coming to you today from a different location. Some of you know that we grow in two different locations, and I realized I hadn't done a video from here yet this year. So, with thunderstorms on the way, I figured I better get it done. So, a little background about this garden here. It started a couple of years ago. I put a tarp down and I grew nothing but squash here one year. And then we dug the raised beds, and I grew in that. And then last year, I was sick of the grass invading, so we put down the leaves as a border to hopefully keep the grass away. This space right here is where my Uncle Guy always had his garden. So prior to about, 2002, this would have been his garden. So, first row is potatoes. I did this as a Ruth Stout method because these are all leaves. So what I did is I dug down, I put the potato, what are they called? The little pieces of potatoes with eyes. And I put them on the soil, and then I covered them with leaves, and then I covered them again with leaves. And so you can see where some of them came up and some of them didn't. And we've even got flowers here, which should mean if I dug down, I would find new potatoes. So eventually these will be dying back, and then I will be able to dig them. This row, we've got marigold. These are container zucchini plants. They're not supposed to get as big, as unruly as others. This is not powdery mildew. This is something that happens on some zucchinis. Eventually, I'm going to be checking the underneath to make sure there are no squash bug eggs. I don't see any signs yet. It's a little bit early. I have some volunteer celosia plants here, and I am letting them go because it's a very rare strain of celosia seeds, and I know that they did not cross-pollinate last year. So these will be my seed plants from this year. I've got more planted up at the flower farm. So we have some jalapenos, some nasturtium. We've got some good weeds too. I don't know what these are. So what happened was I started cucumbers and melons inside, and then I was in such a rush to get them out once the weather finally warmed up that I didn't label them when I put them outside, because I figured once they started producing fruit, I would know if it was a Punicura cucumber or a Bayet Elfit cucumber or a Kujari melon. So it's a surprise right now until they start putting on fruit. I also have a lot of volunteer tomatoes from last year. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. There's no room for them to grow, but I don't have the heart to kill them. So it is what it is. So again, more vining. I'm going to eventually train them up. This was the tomato trellis from last year, so I will train them up and let them go. But look at here, you can see tomato, 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 tomatoes, all of those are tomatoes. So I don't know what's going to happen. More vinies, but I can't tell. This looks like it could be a cucumber. See? Okay, here's a good lesson. This is a blossom, and it has a baby cucumber behind it. So that's a female. This is just a plain old blossom with no baby fruit, so that's male. All right, so then we come into the tomatoes, which I did actually label. So like I said, last year they grew on the cattle panel. I did not want them growing in the same space this year, so I moved them to this row. Cattle panels are ridiculously expensive. It was a pain in the neck to get down to Tractor Supply. They ended up not having them in stock, yada, yada, yada. So I said, I am just going to use Hortonova netting. And I did my research. Lazy Dog Farm on YouTube grew his cherry tomatoes on Hortonova last year. I got the extra strength T-posts, not the little skinny ones. We learned that lesson the hard way last year. So I am hoping that all of these cherry tomatoes are going to be okay. Now, I know what 4 types of cherry tomatoes are here. But the tags that I had left on them got separated. And so I kind of did my best guess. And again, once they start ripening, I will know if it's a Jasper, because that's the only red one I have. I will know if it's an Isis Candy, because that's kind of a variegated orange. I will know if it's, like, look, obviously, Sun Gold, not Sun Gold, right? I think this is the black strawberry, because it's got the anthocyanins. So we're gonna take it as they come and see what we can do. This is a Bella Rosa, which is the only determinant tomato I'm growing this year. So I am not, I'm not suckering it at all. It's just going to be there. This is a dwarf tomato. I want to try to grow more of those this year. So that's the Iditarod Red. And then I needed more tomatoes. So I figured I would experiment. This is another dwarf. So again, I have it on this little flimsy pole, but it's a dwarf. It doesn't need much. This is a Brad's Atomic Grape. I wasn't going to grow it, but one of the smaller plants that I did not sell at the plant sale because it was too small was looking healthy and ready to go in the ground. So I said, well, I'll grow Brad's Atomic Grape this year. And then all of these are indeterminates that I am trying using this string system attached to conduit. Again, using the extra strength T-posts. All of these will be trained to 1 or 2 main growing stems. And then we'll just wrap them around the stems to let the tomatoes climb. I do have the tomato clips if I need those. So we're going to try this method. If I like it, I am going to grow all of the tomatoes using this method. So Granny Cantrell's, Kenosha, Italian Heirloom. I did find myself an Abigail. I thought I sold them all before I could get one for myself, but I found one hiding. Hungarian Heart. This is a Fortunia, which is a very rare type of tomato. It is only available from Gapey's Grubs on YouTube. So I've got 2 of those plants. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do. They're a paste tomato. Over here, we have all poblano peppers. I have a great poblano soup recipe, and so that's why I grow them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a total of 9 plants. They are just loaded with buds. These 6 came from my friend Sharon. I bought 2 from my friend Marcia, and this one came from another local farm. So we're going to see how they do. I've got green beans here. I've got another succession under here that I have covered just so that the birds can't get them, but there is not a lot going on under here. So I don't know what's going on. I might have to do yet another succession. And then surprise, surprise, more tomatoes. These 2 tomatoes I got at the garden club swap and I forgot about them. And then I found them and wanted to put them in the ground. So this, the healthier looking one, is a pineapple tomato, which is really, really sweet. And then this one isn't doing so hot, but it's an Amish paste. And I haven't grown those for a while, so I wanted to give it a try. And then this is my poor excuse for peas. I don't know what the deal is. I can't grow peas. They don't germinate. I've tried all different things. I've tried inoculations. I just can't grow peas. So that's the veggie garden. These raised beds came with the house. I've got herbs in here, strawberries in there, asparagus back there, and this is kind of a mishmash. The kale reseeded itself. I just planted a flat of lettuce because I was sick of looking at it. And then we have nothing but weeds here. And then we have our raspberry patch right there. It's doing really well. I think we're going to get a good harvest of raspberries with all this rain that we've been having. And then I will take you back here to show you the rest of the mess. I've got mulch bags that were extra. All right. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is all a fungus. It almost looks like dog vomit fungus, but I don't think that it is. I've got blooms on the hydrangeas, which makes me happy because last year, oh, look at these. Yay. Last year, these didn't do too much. I've got butterfly bushes. 90% of the stuff in this area came from the clearance bin at Lowe's. I can't help myself. So look at this yarrow. It's amazing, but I need to cut it all back. We've got irises that they used to grow on that side of the house, and I moved them because they weren't blossoming at all. I need to get in here and clean them up, but they did really well this year. Another butterfly bush. These two dahlias overwintered, which made me very happy. This was a dahlia that I transplanted in. I cannot tell you how many poppy seeds that I scattered around here, and those are the only ones that took that little patch. So I'm excited to have those because I love poppies. Hopefully next year we'll have more of them. The Veronica is doing great. You can see it's a great pollinator attractor. The Anise hyssop is doing well. More yarrow. This is Rudbeckia that's being taken over by... We've gotten some storms in, and clearly the Baptisia needs to be tied up. More echinacea. I don't even remember. Look at this. Look at this. In here, look at that one. I don't remember planting this here, so I'm wondering if it reseeded itself. This is all cilantro that I just let go to seed, and it just kind of does its thing. This fig died all the way back to the ground and put on all this growth, and it's just as big as the fig that I babied and took into the garage. I have no figs on either. I don't know if I'll ever have figs on either, but it is what it is. This is some salvia that I need to cut back. I've got some... This was supposed to be strawberries. Somehow there's anise hyssop in every pocket. Like, there was no anise hyssop. I don't know how the seeds got there. Whatever. But this stuff is great. The birds love it. I love it. The lavender's looking good. This is green twister echinacea, which should be putting out lots of buds. Another dahlia that I transplanted. This is a beautyberry. My friend Nancy from Virginia said, "I can't believe you planted a beautyberry there. They get so huge." And I said, "Not here in zone 6. They don't get huge. It is the slowest thing in the garden to come back every year. I think it's dead because it never comes back. And this is the height that it'll get, and that's about it. It doesn't even put on many, it doesn't have many berries on it. I love this pink Veronica. I need more of that. Again, I have no idea what this is because I didn't plant it. So we'll see when it blossoms. More anise hyssop. Look at this Baptisia. It is huge, y'all. It is like probably 5 feet wide from here to here. Another dahlia that I transplanted. Okay, the name of this is escaping me, but you all know what this is. I think it begins with an S. Yeah, here's my tag. Spirea, see? Okay. Another one of those yarrows that I need to cut back. More salvia that also needs to come back. Look, it's already grown out for its second flush, so I just need to get in and chop that off. There's some mums and some more iris. These have never bloomed for me, but they're not crowded, so I'm just gonna let them go, and I don't even know what color they are. And then I'm such a bad green stalk grower. Spinach and lettuce, which we haven't touched. I just recently transplanted some of these micro dwarf tomatoes, and yeah, I need to do something with this. I'm really bad about remembering to water it, which is why the strawberries that I planted in it did not make it. So, ooh, the sky's getting really dark. So it's a good thing that I am finishing up here. That's an apple tree that we have slowly been working on, bringing it back into prime production. And then we've got some blueberry bushes back there. And then that overgrown mess is another garden that I have some stuff planted in, but most of it is weeds and I need to get back there. But it's not going to happen tonight by the look of the sky. All right, friends, that's it in a nutshell. We will bring you back here at some point. Hopefully, we'll have zucchini before too much longer. And then the cherry tomatoes shouldn't take that long either. But if you have any veggie questions, let me know. I am a flower grower, but veggies are my first love. All right, friends, we'll talk to you later. Bye.